I just want to quickly show you guys how to bring your app ideas to life very, very quickly. Okay, that looks like it's working. Let's go. Now I'm going to show you guys how to publish your application because this is a question I get a lot.
Hello, how would you build an app that allows people to take a picture of their receipts after dinner and then I can select what everyone got and it shows us how much we all owe at the end of the bill?
Okay, that's a cool app idea. So you take pictures of a receipt and then I guess you have a bunch of people maybe going out to the restaurant together. They've all bought different things and you basically want to assign what each person ate. So you can basically calculate the bill that way. Okay, this is very doable. First thing first, like we always do, let's design this application. Let's see. It's gonna be simple. I guess it's just a one-page application. There will be, to start, maybe it will ask for, so we have name. This is like the start dialogue or like start split dialogue. So it asks for name and then there's a text field here for the name, names of people. And then maybe there's a plus here so you can add multiple names, okay? So here you can add all the names. And then you also take a picture of the receipt here. So this is like a plus receipt picture. Okay. And we need anything else. I think that's it, right? You just need that receipt picture because the total bill, everything should just be in there. So we just have a button right here that says something like create split. Okay, I'm just gonna make this smaller. So we have this here. And then the second page is where you actually assign the items. So it's either you have the receipt, sorry, the meals, and then you have the people next to it that had ate it. I think that's easier actually. So maybe like once you scan it, you have meals. This app I'm using is called Good Notes, by the way, just in case you guys are interested. You have meals, so you have all the meals. So let's say you have chicken and chips. Of course, I was gonna put that. So you have that. And then let's say you have something else. Maybe you have, what else do people have? Fish and chips. And then maybe you have a steak right here. And maybe for each of them, I could do profile picture, but that doesn't make any sense because we're not gonna have, you don't have time to get a profile picture of everyone. So you just need like a nice UI that shows who ate that basically. We don't have enough space for me to do what I need to do. So move this down, maybe below it. This is the best UI I can come up with. I might improve it later. Maybe below it, you just have the names of the people. So you have Tunde, Alex, and it's like, there's something here like split by Tunde, Alex. And then this might be, I don't know, Ade right there. And then on the right, you basically see everyone's share. So you basically see Tunde, the split is, I don't know, 12, Alex 12, because the chicken and chips cost 24. And then we have Ade, and he pays Ade, the fat greedy person, pays the full 24. And then this just tells you what everyone should have. Okay, this looks good. I guess in terms of implementation, because we have receipt scanning, this is actually where AI is going to be useful because in the past, I know to do like any sort of receipt scanning, you'd have to use like an OCR. But I know you could just basically pass this into like an OpenAI model and basically say, tell me all the items in this basically. Okay. That means we should probably have an authentication because anytime you have an AI model being used, you kind of want to add authentication or else someone's going to take advantage of that and literally probably get you charged like thousands of dollars because it could just keep hitting your endpoints because there's no authentication, so you can't add any rate limiting. So we're going to use OpenAI for this. And then the splitting will actually just happen on the front end when you select each item. In terms of the name, this is always the hard part. What should we name it? Let's just, because you're taking a picture of something, let's call it Snap. Snap Split. Oh my God, this is legit, guys. Snap Split. Okay, this is looking good. Let's start coding. I hope this is going to be pretty easy to build, actually. It doesn't seem like it's going to be hard. Yeah, let's just start coding. So I'm going to use a boilerplate, as I usually do. So this boilerplate, where is my boilerplate? So this boilerplate already has authentication, backend, database, everything implemented inside it. So this is what I usually use when I'm building a new app. I just start from this boilerplate and then I build out my app, so I don't have to do all the repetitive code. There's a link to this in the description if you guys want to use it for your projects. Okay, so I'm going to open that boilerplate with cursor. Let's just find it here. Okay. Snap. Oh my God, I named it incorrectly. Let me name it Snap. I called it Snap Pick. Let's rename it to Snap Split. Okay. Now let's open it. Open folder, Snap Split. Okay, we're ready to start coding. Before we do anything here, we need to set up our Supabase. So Supabase is what is going to allow us to implement authentication and also database connection. Our database is also going to be in Supabase. So we're just going to call this new organization Snap. Why do I keep wanting to do Snap Pick? Snap Split. We're going for a free one right here. So you guys could just like go on Supabase and start using it. You don't have to actually pay for it. You only pay for it if your application starts taking off, which is why I love using it. So we're going to call this the Snap Split project. Let me enable automatic RLS. Although when I tried this yesterday, it didn't work, but we'll see. Generate password. So we need to copy that password, head over here, and then just paste that password because we're going to be needing it in a few minutes. Let me just minimize this. Create project. Okay. And the beautiful thing about using Supabase is that the boilerplate is already set up to use Supabase. So the moment we like get all our like API keys and URLs from Supabase, authentication is going to be implemented, backend connection to the database is going to be implemented. So we only have to just build the core of our app. While we wait for this to finish setting up, let's let me show you what I usually do. So now I have this UI. What I usually do is I export it. So I export this page, export it as an image, and I share it with myself because when we're using AI to code, it's good to just have this picture to just feed into it as context so it knows roughly what I'm hoping the application will look like. Okay, so we can now close this. We have that right there, and yeah, we should be good to go. Let's just wait for this to finish setting up. Actually, while we wait for this, another thing we're going to need is an OpenAI developer key. So I'm just going to create a new one. So we need the OpenAI developer key because obviously this is what's going to do the receipt extraction. So we just need a new API key. I have a bunch of old ones, but I'm going to create a new one just so I can delete it after so you guys don't get to steal my key. Anyways, so we're going to name this Snap, not Pick, Snap Split. Yes. So we create that, we grab the key, and now we can put our OpenAI API key. Let's do this here. Cool. Delete that. Perfect. So now we just need these 3 API keys from Supabase once that's finished setting up. And by the way, if you're not sure what an API key is, an API key is basically, think of it like a password. So in order for you to securely connect to your Supabase database or your Supabase authentication, you need a password to actually tell Supabase, this is me, like this is this is me trying to actually access my account. If you didn't have this, then anyone would just be able to access your Supabase account, which you don't want. So yeah, let's just wait for this to finish connecting. Okay, looks like it's ready. Now we tap connect. The Supabase uses Drizzle, so we're going to copy our database URL. We can replace it with the database URL right here, and you can see your password is has a placeholder, so we copy the password we created earlier, and perfect, we have our database URL. We just need our publishable key. If you go on API key, you can find that right here. I'm just going to grab that and paste it here. So we have our publishable key. The final thing we need is our Supabase URL, and I believe you can get that from the data API. Yep, I think you can. Let's just wait for that to load. Okay, it's loaded. So we grab that and we are good to go, guys. We have database connected, Supabase connected. We have our OpenAI key. We just need to change this from a .env to a .env.local. This is what it's meant to be named. And yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so let's write our prompt. So we're going to be using AI to code most of this application, but like I say, guys, I still think it's really important to know how to code because AI is not perfect. It's going to make mistakes. So we need to be able to jump in there and actually like fix the mistake and know exactly what it's doing. Okay, so I've just put the screenshot that we designed, and now let's write the prompt. We don't need to be like super crazy with the prompt. We can just be like just very simple, basically. This is why I like Opus. You don't have to like be too descriptive. Okay, so let's say I am building an application called Snap Split. Help me change this boilerplate to fit it. The application should have one page. You don't need 2 pages for this. You need 2 pages, but you can do everything in one like Next.js page, if that makes sense. That would make more sense in a bit. The application should have one page with a button saying start split. When the button is tapped, it should show a dialog asking the user to enter the names of everyone in the split. The name input has a plus button to the right of it. So when you tap it, it should allow you to add more names. I guess you also need a delete, and you also need a cross. I would say use Lucid React icon. The cross is for removing fields if you added too many. Below that is a image upload box where you can add a picture of the receipt that needs to be split. And when you tap create split, it should make a call to the backend. This is a long prompt, and in the backend, implement Vercel AI SDK. This is my favorite way of actually calling AI SDK. So instead of actually using OpenAI, I'm actually using Vercel AI SDK. And the way to think about it is AI SDK allows you to use any AI model. So if I wanted to switch it from using OpenAI to using Gemini, I literally just have to change one line. So that's why I prefer to use this. And I also think their SDK is a lot easier to understand than the OpenAI one. And then the backend implement Vercel AI SDK and pass the image to it to be scanned. I guess we might also need, I'll say let me know if we need Supabase storage for this, for uploading the picture in the plan, because we're going to do the planning. And this is actually one of the longest prompts I've had to write in the videos. After the mills in the receipt and the tax has been identified. Show it on the page and allow the user to add names to each of the items on the mill. Then on the right, show the current total of everyone in the split. No need to store the split in the database. Yeah, I don't think we need to store it in the database, or should we? I guess the advantage of storing it in the database is if they accidentally refresh, it's not going to like ruin everything basically. If you don't store things in the database, when the user just refreshes, but again, you could just store it. You can actually just persist it. No need to store it in the database, yeah. You don't need a database because you can also store it in the cookie, so that wouldn't happen. Okay, I think we are good to go. Now, remember to always change this to plan because we do not trust AI. We have to make sure it's actually going to implement it in the way that we want. And then, bang, let's wait for it to give us a great plan, hopefully. When you guys are waiting for AI to give you a result, what do you do? Do you go on Instagram and brain rot, or do you start working on another task? Let me know in the comments. I personally brain rot, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend to be anything that I'm not. I usually go on Instagram and just start scrolling, which I'm gonna do now. Oh, actually, never mind. Looks like the plan has been written. Okay, so let's see. This is the architecture. User enters a name, split dialogue. I can't really see this. Let me zoom in. Okay, there we go. User, enter name in the split dialogue. Base 44 image via TRPC. Okay, that's good. If it's using base 44, it means it doesn't have to implement super base storage, which makes the application easier to build. Return the past receipt. Perfect. Show the results. Okay, yeah, that uses OpenAI. Show the result and assign name to items. Okay, the diagram looks great. Install 2 new packages, AI, SDK. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Replace the entire landing page with the minimal snap split. Amazing. It's just one page. Create the split dialog. Each row has a text input. To remove it, a plus icon, image upload, a drop zone. Perfect. Create split button. Create the split results. Components. Okay, so this is a component for the split results. It's using TRPC. I love using TRPC. That's why I built the boilerplates to work with this. Because when you use TRPC, it's basically type safe. So if you change something on the back end, it just changes on the front end automatically. Or if you like accidentally break something on the back end, it will show on the front end that the input or the API input field is different from what the front end is using. So yeah, I love TRPC. Clean up the boilerplate, remove the to-dos, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, oh, this is just to remove the stuff in the boilerplate. State flow. All states live in the main page components. Perfect. Use OpenAI key. Amazing. This is exactly looking great. I think it might be able to one-shot this, but we'll see. If it doesn't, then we can just go in there and fix the code. One thing is I've actually given Cursor access to be able to run any commands without having to ask for my permission. I did this a few days ago. I'm just testing it out to see if it does anything crazy because it is really annoying for me to have to keep going in there and basically having to accept everything. So I'm just, yeah, it's a bit risky, but so far it hasn't done anything nuts. And I usually like stare at it to make sure it's not going AWOL and like accidentally deleting everything in my desktop folder or something. Actually, while we're waiting, let's just find a really good receipt picture online. Receipt. Let's just say restaurant, receipt, image. If we want something that looks real, I want Chinese actually. I love Chinese. I've been craving Chinese all week, but I'm on a weight loss regimen right now, so I can't eat any Chinese. So maybe looking at some Chinese restaurant receipts would be helpful. Okay, let's look at this. Mini pancake roll, grilled pork chive, dumpling, special fried rice, some Chinese symbols. Maybe this would be good to use actually to see how it handles symbols. I'll say Chinese meal 1, and then let's go for 1. Okay, A steakhouse. Oh my God, I'm using this. I'm using this as an excuse to indulge on everything that I wish I could be eating right now. Okay, this looks good. Let's save this as receipt dos. Perfect. Okay, now when the application is finished, we can test it with that to see if it actually works. Okay, we have some code being written. I'm actually just going to review the code while it's writing it. So this is the back end. Let's just keep this file, make sure it looks good. Analyze, it's a public procedure. I don't like that because it means that anyone can just call the analyze endpoint. So I'm going to tell it to change that. And this takes the image base 44, calls generate object on it and passes the image to it. Okay. That looks good. We have the split dialog. Split dialog. Oh, it looks like it's trying to test it. No, let's stop it from testing it. We can test it ourselves. We don't need you. Okay, where were we? So we're looking at the split dialog. Let's just see how it works. So we have the names, and then we have a cross that removes the name. And I'm guessing we have a add person right here button that adds a new person to the names array. Perfect. That looks good to me. It's just to add the split router, which is the back end. This is the result, the split results. We can check what this looks like when we run it. Yeah. Before we run it, I'm just gonna say, I noticed the endpoint. This is what people mean by AI writes like code that is not very safe, because that endpoint is actually really risky. So if you publish your application like that, you could literally lose thousands of dollars. So again, learn how to code, guys. I noticed the endpoint you made is a public procedure. This is an app that you need to be logged in to use. So could you change it to be a protected procedure and make login required? Okay, perfect. It's switching it to protected. Great. It's moved to the split page into the protected route. Perfect. It's deleted this to redirect to the split page. Beautiful. It's simplified the sidebar to just be snap split. Couldn't ask for anything better. And now let's run the program. I think, yep, it looks like it's already running. I'm actually gonna close that and run it myself. Oh, it's already running somewhere. I'm just gonna say close Next.js, close Next.js app running. This always happens to me because the AI basically tries to run it. Close any Next.js app running. Okay, I guess that works. npm run. Okay, cool. Yeah, the AI usually tries to run the app and I prefer to test it myself. So I usually like stop it, but then because it's running it somewhere else, it doesn't allow me to run it. But so we should be able to get in now. Okay, so we need to log in. Let's log in. Now the AI didn't implement all of this. This is already built into the boilerplate. So let's not give it more credit than we should. So I'm just gonna log in quickly. And then it's doing confirmation. Let's confirm my email. Okay, it's confirmed. Now we can log in. And I'm actually going to show you guys how to submit the app too, because I know a lot of people ask me questions. How do I actually like get my app into other people's hands to use it? So I'm also going to do that too. Okay, it looks like there's an error right away to do with filter sync user query. Let's see. Oh, it could be. I think I know why. Yeah, because we haven't. So npm run db push. When you make a change to the database, you're meant to call this to actually create the database. So if we go, not here, if we go to our super base that we created, me running that basically now creates these two tables. So without that, the tables are not created. So now if I run, let's see, do we still have the arrow? User not found. It could be because I'm logged in. Wait, why is it saying user not found? Let's try to figure this out. Where is it coming from? It's coming from here. User not found. Oh, I think because when I signed up, because I hadn't created because I hadn't created a table, when I signed up, it didn't actually like create my table properly. So I think the best thing to do would be to either sign up again. No, I think maybe logging in should just work. Let me see. Sorry. Okay. I think logging in again should just work. Okay, yeah, it worked the second time. See, I know what I'm doing, guys. And now if we go to the split page, okay, this is the split. This is the split. Now let's start split. Let me split between Tunde, Alex, and Ade. And we are going to split the first Chinese meal. That looks like that. Filter scan receipts. Okay, what happened? When you have an error, you can actually open a network tab and then run again. And then you should be able to like tap and see exactly what the error is. Filter, analyze, please try again. So we can't see exactly what's causing it to not do that. Let's go to the back end. So it's the analyze endpoint. So if we go to the split router, the analyze, let's print the error that it throws. And let's try to do that again. Okay, what's this error? URL scheme must be, yeah. I knew the base 44 might be a bit suspicious. Let me tell the AI. Again, I know I've repeated this multiple times, but this is why it's important to know how to code, because now I can actually just tell the AI directly, you are passing base 44, but base 64, but I don't think you can do that. You have to pass in URL. So either change it to use Superbase storage or look at docs to see how to pass base 64 properly. Okay, while it's doing that, I'm actually gonna try to figure out how to do that myself. So if we go on base 64 AI SDK, we'll see if you can even do that. Is it even possible? I don't think you can. Because if I, okay, AI SDK, pass image, or image input. Okay, image prompt. Yeah, it looks like you passed the image URL. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't believe you can. But this is the image part. So it says a base 44 encode. Oh, it should pass a base 44. The issue is that it kind of sends a full data URL, but in the AI SDK. Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, because it looks like you should be able to pass base 64 string inside it. But it looks like maybe like this right here, because I've had this before, shouldn't be added to the base 64 when you're passing it into it. Oh my God, I'm so upset with this base 44 company, because now it's in my head every time I'm trying to say base 64, I say 44. The fix is in place, okay. Media type. Okay, cool. Let's try the fix. And it looks like the fix, all it's doing is basically removing this at the start, because you don't need that at the start, basically. Okay, let's try again. Okay, that looks like it's working. Let's go. Chinese split between Tunde, Alex, and Ade. Let's go. Okay. So it looks like for each of them, I could just tap who got it. So for mini pancake, Tunde got it. So my shares are automatically there. For the grilled pork, let's say Tunde and Alex. So it splits that evenly with us. Let me just make sure. Sorry, my maths is so bad. I'm the kind of guy that does 3 plus 2 on a calculator. Oh, because it's basically adding the tax. It's adding the tax on splitting that evenly to. Okay, the special fried rice was Ade because he's a fat guy that loves to eat. And then let's say we all share this and the egg fried rice. And then we have our split. Yeah, so this is a working application. Obviously, if this was me building this as a company, I would like go deeper into it, try to make everything look good. But I just want to quickly show you guys how to bring your app ideas to life very, very quickly. And you would notice it was very important for me to actually know how to code, because if I didn't, a lot of the problems I wouldn't have been able to point at it to AI, basically telling it exactly where to fix it or where the problem is happening. So yeah, now I'm going to show you guys how to publish your application, because this is a question I get a lot. So the first thing I'm going to do is make this a Git directory. So all you have to do is just do Git in it. Simple. Simple. Now, open GitHub desktop. This is what I use. And now say add existing repository. And now I just have to find the path of that repository I have, do add repository, and it's there. And now I just have to name this something, commit it, make sure this says keep this code private, or else anyone's going to be able to see your code. And then in a few seconds, our code is on GitHub. That's the first thing. Now we head over to Vercel. So Vercel is the creator of Next.js, which is the framework that is being used in my application. I will tap add new project. Now Vercel should show me the repo I just created. It should show me the repo I created. Let's search for it. Snap split. Okay, there we go. Import. Again, easy. Now we need to add our environment variables. Remember, your environment variables are like your passwords. So we have all of them right here for our Supabase and Open AI. You just paste that in there and we have all of that right there. And now I simply just have to tap deploy and just give this a few seconds. Okay, looks like our application is ready. So now if I just go to I should be able to log in with the same account. I should be. And bang, we're in, guys. And now let me just try to do the split again with Tunde, Ade, and Adib. And we're gonna use the second receipt this time, the one for the steakhouse. Again, everything is working. Oh my God, how expensive is this? Filet mignon, I've never had that before. I'm too broke, guys. What the hell, $98? What? So I'm guessing we all had to share that. Oh, this is how the other side lives, huh? But you can see, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's all working, guys. Perfect. Well, I'll see you in the next video. If you want to use the boilerplate I'm using here, link is in the description. If you have something you want to see me build, I'm also going to leave a link in the description where you can send me a voice note of like some sort of application that you want me to show you how you would build it, how I would build it. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoy.